What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex. You're watching TF4 Talk. This is just a web series where we talk about all things that are related to Transformers Age of Extinction. This episode number 6. And what we're going to talk about in this episode is Optimus Prime. And what do we got to talk about Optimus Prime for? Well, first of all, Optimus Prime in Transformers Age of Extinction is actually very different from what we're used to with regards to watching Optimus Prime in the previous 3 films. I mean, Optimus Prime in general has gone through a lot of changes in the Transformers live-action movie franchise, but I find that he's gone through his biggest change and metamorphosis in Transformers Age of Extinction. First of all, Michael Bay said that he was going to redesign Optimus Prime. You know, the whole movie's going in a whole new different direction, and one of the things in that new direction was give the Autobots more personalities. Not just the Autobots, but all the robots in general more personality. And we're starting to see more of Optimus Prime's personality, and from what we've seen in Transformers Age of Extinction, it's very different from what we're used to. And the running joke is that people are calling, or rather the fans are calling Optimus Prime in Transformers Age of Extinction as Murder Prime. So I've been receiving a lot of questions about this version of Optimus Prime, and that is, hey Alex, what do you think about Murder Prime? What are your thoughts on that? Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in this episode. Now, before I give you my opinion and what I think about Murder Prime, let's just go back. And let's just go back to G1 and see how he's really different, like, or similar, or let's see, you know, how he has evolved as a character. All right, to becoming Murder Prime. Okay, first of all, in G1, Optimus Prime is the leader of the Autobots, just like he is in all the iterations of Transformers. You know, Optimus Prime is always, of course, the leader of the Autobots. He's a very leader-type heroic figure. Okay, and he's also kind of like a father figure, not just to the Autobots, but, you know, if you're a kid and you're watching Transformers, just like when I watched Transformers G1 as a kid, I looked up to Optimus Prime. Not only was he heroic, but he's got this great leadership quality about him that makes me think of him as a father figure. You know what I'm saying? Because he possesses, like, you know, a good morals and positive values, right? But you know what? Just like any other, I guess, human being, he can have a bit of an attitude. I mean, he's not always someone who is always like, okay, I do only good things, or you know, I can always find the rationale behind doing something. You know what I'm saying? He can be hot-headed. In fact, there are times when he's kind of yelled at his Autobot brethren because some of the Autobots were hesitant about an order, or they doubted him, and that's when he needed to raise his voice to really get his point across. And those are the times where I felt that, oh, Optimus is kind of mean sometimes, right? But you know what? At the end of the day, he is still someone that, like I said, possesses he preached good values, good morals, and positive values, okay? He's a true leader, okay? So, you know, at the end of the day, he's a good leader, okay? Now, let's fast forward to 2007, 2009, and 2011, where we see Optimus Prime in the live-action Transformers franchise. And you know what? For the most part, he's the same, okay? The only time I thought he was a little bit out of character, and I thought that Optimus Prime wouldn't say anything like that, is when Sam Witwicky says to Optimus Prime at his house, he says, I need more time to find glasses. You know, like I can't find them, and you guys are parked all over my backyard, ruining my father's grass. You know, and then Optimus Prime responds with, oh man, we need the glasses. Keep searching. I always thought that was a little bit out of character for Optimus Prime, but you know what? Optimus Prime as an Autobot, he's still very human. He possesses human characteristics, and he's showing some sort of desperation and frustration. So while I did feel it was out of character, there was a bit of rationale explaining why he was acting that way. Okay? Now, when we started seeing Optimus Prime in Revenge of the Fallen, now we start really seeing the true colors of Optimus Prime. Not only as a leader, but as a fighter. Okay? Because he took on 3 Decepticons at once, And man, he really tore them to bits. At least one of them, he tore the face off of Grindor. So, and he ripped off the arm of Starscream and hit him with his own arm. And then he really, beat the living crap out of Megatron, even after Megatron got his upgrades. So we really saw Optimus's true colors as a warrior, and then we saw more of his true colors, and that's when the whole Murder Prime thing started. And, this was like the prequel of Murder Prime in Dark of the Moon, when he just started pulling out his blades and then just started slicing Decepticons left and right. But before he did that, he said, "We will kill them all." And I just felt that, whoa, that's Optimus Prime is really starting to get really aggressive, and I like that, because he's going to show off his true colors about how he feels about Decepticons and really preserving peace on Earth, and that is by taking names, you know what I'm saying? So that's when we started seeing the evolution of Optimus Prime as a warrior, as a fighter, as a leader, and as a hero too in the live action franchise, okay? And I'm just thinking, how much different is this from G1? Because some people are really having a hard time accepting this version of Optimus Prime, because they feel that he's out of character. Like, this is not the Optimus Prime that I used to know from G1. Well, you gotta look at it this way, okay? There are times of desperation. The Autobots are in moments of desperation, and because of that, it calls for desperate measures. And if Optimus Prime needs to pull out an axe or like double blades, or he has to like pull out his this huge cannon and start blasting Decepticons left and right, then that's what he's got to do. You know what I'm saying? Now fast forward to 2014, we got Transformers Age of Extinction, and well, you know what? I think this is the time when we really see some true character development. This is a moment where we really see the evolution of Optimus Prime, and that is from Transformers Age of Extinction. Not just as a physical evolution, because technically speaking, he goes through two changes in the movie, okay? From Rusty Mode, Evasion Mode Optimus Prime to the Western Star Optimus Prime, and then to the I'm gonna call him Silver Knight Optimus Prime, just because I've heard that name before, and it just sounds really cool. Okay, so he's gone through three different evolutions, physical evolutions in one single movie. All right, but the one thing that has changed that has been consistent throughout the entire movie is what they're calling Murder Prime, and that is the very first thing we hear from Optimus Prime as a piece of dialogue is "I will kill you," and he's pointing a gun and a huge cannon at Cade Yeager, and he smacks Lucas with the side of his gun, and that is that's Optimus Prime showing him at a time of true desperation, where at this point it's survival mode. This is full-on survival mode. He will only listen to what a human has to say for a moment, and if you don't say the right thing, he will take you out just on the basis of survival alone. This is self-preservation. Optimus Prime is in self-preservation mode, and if he needs to do what he needs to do, and that is take out humans, then that's what he's going to have to do to survive. Because if you look at him, he's in really bad shape. He's almost to the point of, he can't survive any more shots. Okay, and then you have him being hunted down by these special forces guys, Cemetery Wind. He came out and he started blasting at humans. That's something we've never seen him do before. And a lot of people are really thinking about, is this the Optimus Prime that we used to know? This is very different. This is a very huge stretch from the Optimus Prime we used to know. And well, how do I feel about that? I feel that this is exactly what we needed. This is exactly what we needed as fans of the Transformers live action franchise, because Optimus Prime has been not only a great warrior, but also a very passive version of himself. Not in terms of fighting, but in terms of when there are moments where he needs to really send a message. I'm not talking about a physical message, you know? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about sending a message. I mean, like, talking reason, all right? At this point, there's no time to talk reason. He has been in hibernation and hiding for 4 to 5 years. And he's hiding from humans, the very people that he's been trying to protect, okay? Do you really think that he's not going to be pissed after, you know, Ratchet has been taken out, his very own medic? Leadfoot has also, you know, one of his comrades has also been hunted down and destroyed, all right? How do you think he feels? He probably feels pretty pissed, and he feels, you know, frustrated that the very people that he's been protecting in the last 3 films are now, they don't appreciate him and they want to take him out. So because of that, I feel that this is a very appropriate development for the character of Optimus Prime. He's been through a lot. It's kind of like the bride in Kill Bill. She has been through a lot. Now you really know why he's on revenge mode. And Optimus Prime is on revenge mode, and he's going to take out anybody who gets in his way of his mission. Okay, and he does not have a problem with that. I mean, we've seen how he wasn't hesitant to blast Kelsey Grammer. After all, he's the man behind all this craziness, right? And when he took out Kelsey Grammer, I just wanted to clap, okay? Because he did something that is something that he really, really wanted to do for a very long time, and that is find out who is behind this whole Autobot hunting scheme, okay? Lockdown is a part of it, but there was also a human. Okay, and when it comes to humans, originally, that's not someone that they would hurt. He said it from the first. He said it in the first movie. He says, "We do not harm humans." He said that. All right, he said that to Ironhide, and but now it is time for that change. And when you see him screaming like "Ah!" you know, that is true Optimus Prime. That is Optimus Prime that we've been waiting for. And when you hear him say, Autobots, roll out! It's a very different rollout from the Autobots rollout that we've heard before. This is the Optimus Prime that is on a mission, okay? This is Optimus Prime that really, really needs to put an emphasis to every piece of dialogue he says, because it is time for desperate measures, and that is why I like Murder Prime. I have no problem with Murder Prime. It is a metamorphosis for the character that we've all been waiting for, because, you know what? It's been quite consistent throughout the last 3 movies, but now, like I said before, desperate measures. Desperate measures call for desperate action. A call to action. And what do? They take out bad guys with absolutely no remorse. Execution style. Michael Bay style. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Murder Prime. I think it's actually, it's something that we really needed to see. And I know some people are against it because this seems out of character for Optimus Prime. But let's keep in mind that, think about what has been happening for the last 4 years. Think about how the Autobots have been trying to protect Earth at the sacrifice of their own comrades. And what is happening? No sense of appreciation. And that is why Optimus Prime felt that, you know what? I'm taking off. I'm taking off at the end of the movie. I know it's, you know, to meet his creators, but at the end of the day, he still felt that there's a part of all this happening on Earth that doesn't sit well with him. All right? And he's got a bigger mission out there than protecting the humans on Earth. Remember that part after the drone ship chase in Chicago? Optimus Prime said something he said something to Cade that I felt was a little bit out of character for the first time I heard it, but later on I felt that this is very appropriate, and that is, you humans do not know what you have been doing, or whatever. I forgot what he said exactly, but then Cade responded with, what did I do this time, right? It sounds like Optimus Prime was blaming Cade. He was blaming humans in general, but Cade felt like he was taking the blame for that, right? And that's when I felt that, man, Prime is pissed. I mean, Prime is really, really pissed. And that's when I'm starting to see more acting out of Peter Cullen as the voice of Optimus Prime. This is where I get to see Optimus Prime, or rather Peter Cullen, really expressing some serious acting chops, voicing Optimus Prime throughout all 4 movies. He's really expressing emotion, and I'm really seeing that emotion from Optimus Prime come to life. Okay, and I felt that this is very, very believable in this situation. So the question is, how do I feel about Murder Prime? Well, I think that Murder Prime is exactly what I wanted. It's what the fans needed, because we've been seeing the same character over and over and over again, and whether you like it or not, this is the version of Optimus Prime that's here to stay because of the history of all that's been happening. His comrades have been dying left and right. They're not treated with any respect or appreciation. How would you feel? This is exactly how anybody would feel. And what we got here is Murder Prime, and he's here to stay. So there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. I just really wanted to just reiterate on this the whole metamorphosis and evolution of Optimus Prime throughout not just G1 but also throughout the live action franchise. And it's finally here in this new direction that Michael Bay has given us, that not only has he gone through a physical change or several physical changes, but also a change in his character himself. And that is, well, I think it's time for this change. The rules have changed, and the rules is originally that they don't harm humans. The rules have changed, and now they will do what they can to survive, because it's really time for survival. All right, so there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. And in the next video, we're gonna talk about Optimus Prime's new abilities. Okay, because he actually gained a lot of new abilities in Transformers Age of Extinction. So let's just follow up on that, and let's just talk about how he gained those abilities. All right. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. And if you want to purchase a Ragin Nation FTW t-shirt, make sure you click the links on the description box below. Look for your appropriate size. Click the link. It'll take you to PayPal, and you can make a payment. If you are an international fan and you want to purchase a Ragin Nation t-shirt, do the same thing, but also make sure you click the link at the bottom to pay for additional international shipping. That way I can get your merchandise, or rather your shirt, shipped across to the other side of the world with no hassles. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for your support, and thanks for watching. Peace. But the thing is that it doesn't even matter, because this one's not even available to purchase, but it still is a version that was presented to the public.